Salutations, dear viewers. This is George from Ireland, and I'm outside St. Clement Danes Church in London. This church was built in the 9th century AD, when people from Denmark first settled in this country. They'd conquered the eastern part of it, and they intermarried with the English people. The Danes had been pagans up until this point, but at that stage, many of them embraced the Christian faith. So that's why it's called St. Clement Danes. It fell into disrepair, and it was extensively rebuilt by Sir Christopher Wren in the early 18th century, completed in 1719 with that campanile you can see above me, as in the bell tower. Then in 1941 it was destroyed by the Luftwaffe, not deliberately, because they had no smart bombs in those days, bombing near the docks that were very close to the River Thames. So then it was rebuilt and reopened in 1958 and dedicated to the Royal Air Force. There's the central church of the RAF, and indeed there are the insignia of air forces from around the Commonwealth, like the Royal Australian Air Force, the Royal Canadian Air Force, and so on. So they held services in here. Very handsome church it is too. You can't see it from here, but if you walk around that way and look at the other side of the church, the north side of the church, the exterior wall, you'll see many pock marks in the stone, and that is bomb damage from 1941, which was deliberately left to remind future generations of the horrors of war. So it's well worth going inside and seeing this historic church with these old wooden pews. The church wasn't completely demolished. They were able to save some of it. The rest of it they've rebuilt in a sympathetic style to make it redolent of how it was prior to 1941. And indeed there is a book of remembrance with the names of 150,000 RAF personnel who were killed in the Second World War.